Tony's Giro d'Italia, or Tony's trip to Italy, actually starts from Cogliano this time. And if you get on the right side of the plane and the plane's flying at the right angle, you can actually see why Heart Lake is called Heart Lake. And interestingly, I get this view as my heart goes overseas to travel and see my heart's over there. And there's Cogliano in the distance, and there is still ice on the ocean. And this trip so far might as well be called the tour of airports, beginning with Cogliano, of course, and then on to Yellowknife, and then Toronto Pearson, and my Ontario home of London, Ontario, which I got to do twice because I was home for about half a day before I went traveling again to continue this journey. And so back to London, Ontario Airport after a brief refreshment there, and back to Pearson for the second time in less than half a day. Of course, I got a nice haircut and a wavy guy waving to me during my haircut. Lots of airports. I think it was Cogliano to Yellowknife to Edmonton to Toronto to London, back to Toronto. And first stops were supposed to be in Toronto straight to Napoli, but my flight got delayed and I missed my connection. And so I wound up being Toronto to Frankfurt, which is apparently called just Fraport in German. They knock out a whole bunch of letters. Usually it's the opposite with that language, adding a whole bunch more. I did score a lovely flight through my upgrade strategies that I'm becoming an expert at. Had a good nap, which was good because my stay at Fraport Airport or Frankfurt was 10 hours. 10 hours in an airport, which didn't have a lot to offer other than it being indoors from the rain. I couldn't even go outside because it was raining the whole time, but I did my best. I can't count the amount of coffees and German pastries that I had. All of them were excellent. And before I knew it, time passed by. I even managed to watch a movie a few times of a book that I read called The Fault in Our Stars, both on the plane and then again on a repeat on my device. It was cool because I had read the book once. Ethan in her teens was reading this book, which I guess all girls in their teens seem to read this book. And they even show that motif in some movies of dad reading their girl's book of this title. And it was a good book. It was a good story. And the movie was well done as well. I cried a ton, as I always do in those kind of love stories. And now I'm reading a book from my friend Frank called Frankenstein. An English book from the few centuries ago, written in a style much more different than modern style of writing. It took me a while to get used to it, but eventually just the language and the use of old words. I had to Google or get to the Google dictionary about every half page. Who am I kidding? About every paragraph or twice a paragraph I'm trying to look up what certain words meant, which was cool. I try and write them down and hopefully expand my English language. Or at least the words within them. It's a long way over when on such a big board. Your flight's not even on the list yet. Wow. Yeah, that's what a 10-hour wait means. I was able to upgrade my bench to a window seat looking out at the tarmac. I got deep into my book when I realized I'm about to miss my flight and just made it in time. After a 10-hour late, I almost missed my flight, but made it to Napoli, as you see here, and into my mom's home with my luggage all safe and sound. And that is what Cogliano to Sturno, Italy looks like on this day.